So much for having me. I appreciate the warm welcome. I appreciate all of you taking 30 minutes or 45 minutes out of your evening to spend with us. I truly consider it a privilege to be here with you. So thank you. My name is Dave Walker. I'm the Western Region Business Coach at Plexus Corporate Office. And what that means is that I coach the jewels of the western half of the United States, as well as our international markets as well, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. So I've been with Plexus just over a year. I started on leap year, February 29th of last year. Okay, so just celebrated my year.
Woo!
Originally from Nebraska. Okay, I grew up in Nebraska. I spent my whole life there in Omaha. I moved out here about 5 years ago. I was tired of scraping ice off my windshield, and I wanted to play golf on Christmas Day. So I made the leap. I've been out here for 5 years. A little bit about my background. I spent 10 years in training, management, and leadership development in a hospitality capacity. And so I did a lot of work in the restaurant group and training and developing and managing there. 10 years meant that I missed 10 Mother's Days, 10 Father's Days, 10 Christmas Eves, 10 New Year's Eves, 10 Valentine's Days, all the different holidays that you wanted to spend with your friends and family and loved ones, I spent at work. So I left that business about 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, I guess. I spent the next 3.5 years career coaching. And so in the Cliff Notes version, what that means is that I would connect with professionals, identify their dream job or the dream place that they wanted to work, their current job. I would then coach them through their resume, interview, application, and follow-up procedure. And at the end of our program, I would call the company they wanted to go to work for and say, hey, my name's Dave. I got the perfect person for your job. And I would make the introduction. I was super successful with it. It was really fulfilling, really cool job, connect people with jobs that they wanted, right? Help people along their career, but I wanted to be a part of something bigger, something that had an impact on people's health as well as their career. So I started looking around, I found Plexus, and no exaggeration, it was like, ah! Like here's this, here it is, Dave, this is what you've been doing your whole life is preparing for this, right? So really cool, super excited to be here with you. Thank you again for joining us, okay? So I'm going to talk about 4 or 5 subjects tonight. I'm going to do so in a pretty short capacity on each subject. I really believe that each one of these subjects we could spend a whole 30 or 40 minutes on. So what I would like for you to do is at the end of this call is to weigh in with your leader as to which one of these subjects spoke to you most, right? Which one of these do you think could benefit you and your team the most? And then 4 or 6 weeks from now, we'll do another call. We'll do it about that, okay? For purposes of this call, I thought to myself, how can I cover 5 subjects, be impactful? And then I started thinking about where I come from, Nebraska, right? So I was like, I know, I'm going to give them the meat and potatoes, okay? So I promise this will come full circle. I just ask that you follow me here initially, okay? So the first thing I want you to write down, and it stems from something that in a professional capacity, it's the first place I've ever been where they challenged me to develop myself personally, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is personal growth. Just out of curiosity, how many people in this room are working a John Maxwell book right now? Anybody? That's Howard. Couple people, okay? So John Maxwell, write it down. It is without a doubt the best $14 you could spend this year, okay? Pick up a book. I don't care which one it is. Look at the titles. Whichever one speaks to you, pick it up. Okay. Those of you that are working a book, these books are written so incredibly well that they're very easy to sit down and read 3, 4, 7 chapters in a sitting. That's not the way this book works. You read the first chapter every day for a week. You implement the different things that you read about throughout the day. You work it consciously. Week 2, you start the second chapter, right? That's why there's lots of book studies that go on about John Maxwell, because the 15 invaluable laws of growth, this book takes 15 weeks to read, okay? So pick one up, work it with somebody else. Really cool, 10, 12 minutes a day. But this is the first career path that I've ever had where my leaders challenged me to be thinking about developing myself, right? And all the different things that means. And the more that I studied self-development and listened to different speakers, it helped me to understand that as we work a book like this or consciously develop ourselves, right, whether it's up here or in here or both, right, it helps us to give visibility to areas of missed opportunity within our businesses. Okay, so the first thing I want you to write down tonight is who's your hero and 2 to 3 characteristics that person has. Mine's my mom, mama's boy, guilty as charged. Okay, she's selfless. She's transparent. She's hilarious. Okay. Just because I bring her up, I'll tell you that she's a 40-year school teacher of hearing impaired and special needs children, $1 million lady. Okay. Just got back from a 2-week cruise in Italy. And it's like she's going to turn 67 this year. It's the first thing I've ever seen her do for herself, ever. So I love you, Mom. Thanks for all you do. Okay. So I ask you that question to get the wheels turning just a little bit, right? Because when I sit in a group like this with a leader like Trish, I go to work with leaders that I have. I ask myself, what makes people want to follow a leader? Some reluctantly, some passionately to the end of the earth, right? I know I've had jobs where I thought to myself, if I have to go work for this person one more time, I'm going to lose it, right? I've had jobs where I thought to myself, if my boss was to come in and say, hey, I gave my notice, I'm done in 2 weeks, I would say, well, where are you going? Because I'm coming with you, right? What's the difference between those leaders? The answer is character, okay? I bring it up because I think we all have areas of opportunity within character, but it's also where my first passion for Plexus stemmed, right? So I got the unique opportunity to be passionate about the character of the individuals that run the show at our corporate office first, right? So I came into this organization, I started hearing, we're one Plexus. You all have heard that? Yes, we're one Plexus, right? Well, professionally speaking, from a corporate standpoint, for me, I thought, well, it's one thing to write down on a piece of paper who you are and hand it out to people, and it's another thing to live it, right? And it starts at the top. We can't have a one Plexus attitude with the CEO or a president or an executive team or a vice president of sales or any one person for that matter if they walk around all high and mighty, right? But that couldn't be further from the truth. Those of you that have visited the corporate office will start to shake your head here. They treat me like they're equal. I interact with our CEO and president and executive team on an everyday basis with a handshake, a pat on the back. They treat me like they're equal, right? Alec, our president, will come around and talk to me about golf, talk to me about our kids. I taught him how to tie a bow tie last year before convention. This guy treats me like his equal. It's unbelievably powerful, okay? To be treated that way and to be a witness to the character that these individuals have. It's so unreal. It's where my passion stems, right? If Alec called me right now and was like, Dave, I'm going into a building. It's on fire. I got some Slim. You know what I'd say? What's the address, right? I'd follow this guy into the fire, right? So I like to talk about that because I know that most of you in this room were first passionate about the product or about the person that introduced you to the product, right? That's where your passion stems from. So mine started on the other side, right? So second for me was the product, okay? So I like to tell my product story. I'll make it quick, okay? I have a testimony. I know that's a big part of these meetings, right? So I've been on the probiotic, the Multi-Omega, and the X Factor for just over 10 months, okay? I call these products my 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Not because that's what they are, but because I understand that I can't eat 13 servings of fruits and vegetables on Saturday and feel better all week. That's not the way vegetables work. That's not the way our product works either. It's a consistency product that is a consistent approach, proactive approach to the best I've ever felt. Amazing stuff. I love them to death, okay? I wouldn't, like my first 60 days, I had to set an alarm, right? Go take your vitamins. Now the alarm just goes off, right? It takes 60 days to create a habit. Okay, you are all looking at a true slim skeptic in recovery, okay? Right before your eyes. I am on day 66, okay? So you might think to yourself like, wait, you've been at the corporate office working for 380 days, you've been taking the Slim for 66, right? We got buckets of it in the break room. It's free. I can have it for free, right? So 66 days ago, I'm on the phone with the Sapphire, and we're setting some 90-day goals, and we're getting ready to attack 2017 like it stole something from us, right? We're setting some goals. We're setting some strategy. How are we going to get there? We do a little role play, and she's like, okay, Dave, tell me, what products do you take on an everyday basis? And I tell her the probiotic, the omegas, and the X Factor. She's like, stop the role play. You don't drink the Slim? And I was like, should I have told her that? You know, like, and I'm like, no, I don't drink the Slim. And she's like, why not? And I was like, well, since you're asking, it's because if I lost 10 pounds, I'll blow away in the wind. Okay. I'm not up against a medical condition. I eat really clean. I drink a ton of water. I'm in the gym 4 times a week. I don't need the product. She said, you have no idea what you're talking about. You've heard all these testimonies. You have no idea what you're talking about. Look, if you want me to work this plan for the next 90 days, you're going to drink Slim for the next 90 days. So it's the easiest commitment that I ever made, because ultimately it meant that somebody that cared about me in her was comfortable enough to challenge me. I was put in my position to challenge her, to be a contributing factor to her growth, right? And here she was challenging me. It meant to me our relationship had grown to a point that was really good, right? So I won't get all non-compliant on you guys, but you know, Molly, thank you for caring about me, for challenging me, you know, and again, I won't get all non-compliant, but I feel 18. The product's amazing. On Friday nights when I'm on the soccer field, I'm 18 again. On Saturdays, I wake up in my 30s. On Friday nights, I'm 18 again. This product's amazing. So I share that with people because I know that you're going to come across people that are like, I don't need that. And you need to say, you really need to talk to my buddy Dave. Okay? So back to character, okay? I love telling that story. I'm just going to be honest, okay? It's true. I swear it's true. 100%. All right. So back to character, okay? Character's more than talk, okay? Anyone can say that they have integrity. Action is the true indicator of character. Okay, I want us to let that resonate for a second. I told you this is all going to come full circle. Action is the true indicator of character. Next on your piece of paper, I want you to write down 2 ways this month. Okay, we know what tomorrow is, right? It's the last day of the month. 2 ways this month you could let your actions reflect your hero's characteristics. 2 ways. We identified this individual as your number 1. The person that you look up to the most, right? And we identified some of the characteristics that you would describe them with. I ask myself, how often do I let my actions reflect my hero's character? What a cool challenge, right? It's part of a community of people that you partner with, and they're challenging you to let your actions reflect your hero's character, okay? It's character that brings lasting success. I have no doubt in my mind, and you can study it to the moon and back. It's character that brings lasting success. It's it's crystal clear when I go to work and I interact with our executive team that it's their character that has brought them 30 years of phenomenally successful time, right? I believe it with every bone in my body. Trish is here as a leader and has had her growth and sustained growth because of her character. Someone I admire very much. I'm sitting in a room with a friend. Okay? True leadership involves others. Everyone here has heard it takes a village to raise a child, right? Look around, guys. We're the village. Okay? Now, Trish is an awesome leader. She would not be that without us, right? We are her family. We are her leader. We are her communities. Right? So true leadership involves others, okay? Next, I want you to write down 2 ways in the next 7 days that you could work as a team, okay? There are no wrong answers, okay? My favorite example is to have an accountability partner. Find somebody you're comfortable to give constructive criticism to, somebody you're comfortable to receive constructive criticism from, and set an aggressive goal. I'm going to sign up 6 ambassadors next month. I'm going to send 600 cold messages in April, right? Have an accountability partner, set an aggressive goal, hold each other accountable. I told you I'm in the gym 4 times a week. On Wednesdays and Fridays, I meet a buddy there. He may not know that he's my accountability partner, but he is. And every Wednesday and Friday, when I leave work, I have an excuse that's in my head as to why I don't want to go. Every single Wednesday and Friday when I leave work, I think to myself, like, well, there's happy hour, the basketball game's on, it's 73 degrees and sunny without a cloud in the sky. Why do you want to go to the gym right now, right? I have this accountability partner, and I know he's going to call me to be like, hey, what's up? So I'm in the gym 4 times a week. If I didn't have him, it'd be 2. I can guarantee it. Okay, that's my favorite example, but there's no wrong answers. A Zoom call, a book study, pick up one of those books and partner with somebody and once a week talk about it, anything, okay? Because true leadership involves others. Talent is a gift and character is a choice. We get to choose our character. It can start tomorrow. It can start right now, right? Character is a choice to say that, like, is it to cop out or dig out? To bend the truth or to stand under the weight of it, right? Next, I want you to write down 4 or 5 words, no less than 4 words, characteristics you would use to describe yourself. I like this question because I get to see the wheels turn from a distance. I see smiles on faces as you write down words you would use to describe yourself. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. I don't have to know all of you to know on that list there's unique, loving, and caring, and passionate, and selfless, and amazing, and healthy, and confident, and leader. I don't have to know all of you to know that on that list those words exist. Okay? Revisit the list. Write one of those down. I know it's there, right? I know that because if you weren't all of those things, you wouldn't be in this room here tonight. You wouldn't have made a commitment to yourself to join a community to see just how many people we can help feel better this year. Are you crazy? Is that not the coolest mission statement you ever heard? How many people can we help feel better this year, right? Hey, what do? I help people feel better. You want to, right? How cool is that? What an awesome mission statement, right? So tonight after our call, I want you to write down 10 characteristics of the people that you see on your dream team. Okay, right? We've heard of our dream team, right? Write down 10 characteristics of the types of people that you would like to partner with on an everyday basis on this journey, right? Write down the characteristics of your dream team, okay? Now, those of you that I can see, we've all made a Frank's list, yes? Right? Just out of curiosity, did anybody get to the end of the Frank's list and think, oh my God, where do I start? Anybody? Okay, awesome, good. Okay, so as you work that Frank's list or rework that Frank's list or meet new people and add people to your Frank's list, I want to take their names and attach them to the characteristics that you just identified, right? It's not to say that everybody on the list has all of the characteristics, but everybody has one of them, okay? Because when you're working this Frank's list, I don't want the call to Susie, we'll use as a name for an example, to be like, Susie, what's up? It's Dave. I got a pink drink, a probiotic, an X Factor vitamin. You got to try this stuff. Meet me at Starbucks tomorrow noon. Bye. Right? I don't want that to be the phone call, right? I feel like sometimes like we're like, we get in our own way a little bit, and we just like spew plexus on people, right? I know, I mean, like I've done it. I'm guilty, okay? So I want the call to Susie to be to start with an authentic, unexpected compliment. It's part of the art of persuasion, the art of influence. Okay, an unexpected, authentic compliment. Okay, I want Susie to know that I'm not just calling because I have a product that's second to none, or a community that's second to none, a compensation plan second to none, right? I'm calling her because of these characteristics that I see that could be contributing factors to her being very successful at what it is that we do, right? It's those characteristics that I see that make me want her to join me on this journey, right? Now, don't overthink this. The first couple calls will be a learning experience, I promise. If you want to put this to the test in a very simple manner to test, I want to see if Dave knows what he's talking about, okay? The next time you're at a gas station or a grocery store and you are working your way through the line and the transaction is taking place, read the individual's name they have their name tag on. Read their name in your head, okay? Tracy, Susie, whatever it is, okay? The truth of the matter is, let's just say Susie. I'll stay with Susie, okay? Let's just say with Susie. People are rude to Susie on an everyday basis while she's at her job, okay? People are rude to her, guaranteed, okay? At the end of your transaction, thank her by name and tell her you appreciate her. Thanks so much, Susie. I appreciate you. Watch the body language of Susie. Watch what happens when an unexpected, authentic compliment comes to an individual. Watch what happens right in front of your eyes. You'll see it, and you'll be like, you're going to message Trish and be like, Dave was right. If you're nice to people, they're like, they want to talk to you, right? Sometimes this backfires a little bit on me, but does anybody in this room have a car salesman that they really like and trust? All right, Marie. Let me ask you something. And you know what's funny is that it's typically like that. It's either nobody in a Zoom full of 50 people, and I always think, gosh, car salesmen really need to work on their reputations, or it's one person, and I'm like, thank you, right? So, Marie, tell me, would you ever buy a car from someone else? Okay. Now, I asked her that because there's a car dealership on the corner of every city across this country. Now, you saw Marie thought a little bit. She thought about it a little bit, right? And so what that means is that she would buy a car from somebody else if they would give her a better deal, maybe. But she's going to give him the first crack at it, or maybe there's two of them. Is that what you're saying? Right? She has two she likes. Whoa, good job, guys. Okay, so I bring it up because there's a car dealership on the corner of every corner in the country, right? So she could buy a car anywhere, but because she has an existing relationship with somebody she likes and trusts, she does her business with them. Now, the truth of the matter is that there's a Walgreens across the street from every one of those car dealerships, and they sell they sell a multivitamin, right? They sell a probiotic, right? So I'm just saying that we can get our type of product in a lot of different places. I'm not implying in any way, shape, or form, because we all know it's not true, that their products are anywhere as good as ours. But I'm saying you can get them, right? So develop the relationship with people. Relationships are the beauty of this business. I can say authentically to you that I feel like I'm sitting in a room with a friend. I said that, right? Like, it's the relationships that are the beauty of this business. Okay, I joke with people and say that if I would have gotten married a year ago versus like today, I would have saved myself like 20 grand, because 300 more people are going to be at my wedding now that I've worked at Plexus and get to connect with people like her. Okay, because I couldn't possibly make that list and have her not be on it, right? So it's above the product, it's above the compensation, the events, the incentives. It's the relationships that are the beauty of this business. They're going to last forever. Develop them. Okay. All right. So we've all heard of the power of three. Yes? All right. I feel like this is a business recipe that's almost so simple that we overthink it, right? We get in our own way. I want everyone to know that I understand here sitting in my living room of my home, it is far easier for me to say go silver every month than it is to go silver every month. I understand. But I want you to know that every person I connect with's goal is to go silver every month. That I talked to 4 diamonds today, enormous businesses, right? 5, 7, 8,000 people, right? Their goal is to go silver this month. That's the goal that they have set for themselves. Set a goal on the first of every month, right? Turn the page on the previous month, right? Celebrate the wins, whether that's in points or not. Celebrate the wins from March. And turn the page on March. Set a goal for April. It's everyone's goal. Let's go silver next month. Yes? Okay? Just because I'm a numbers guy, I'll share with you that if I was to start today and go silver tonight, and the 4 of us went silver in April, and the 16 of us went silver in May, that I'm scratching at senior gold. I got over 40 people on my team. Again, easier said than done. I'm just saying that's the recipe. That's why it's there. Okay? Work it. It works. Okay. Now, next I want to talk about something that I would prefer I didn't have to talk about. It's an ugly word. I hate it. attrition. Does everybody know what I mean when I say the word attrition? Okay. Now, I bring it up because it's a real part of every single business. Doesn't matter if you have a taco truck, a doggy daycare. I don't care if you have the best carne asada tacos you've ever had. Not everybody that comes through line's coming back. It's the truth. Okay. Not everybody that starts this journey is going to be with you in a year. I want to bring it up, acknowledge it, make sure everybody knows that the people that I talk to that are looking attrition in the eye and winking and saying, here I come, their business is growing, right? The people that are, for lack of better terms, crying over spilled milk, not so much, okay? Just understand that it is part of business. Turn the page and move forward. Now, what I want everyone just to clarify, attrition is not someone who ordered from you last month and not this month. That's not attrition, okay? That's a lack of follow-up, okay? If this, when I talk about attrition, I'm talking about somebody that hasn't ordered in 3, 4, 5 months. That's attrition, okay? So I mentioned follow-up. It's because it's the #1 contributing factor to attrition, okay? So out of curiosity, again, just curiosity, do you guys have does anybody in here have a set in stone follow-up procedure with someone new that joins their team? Right? Something that you do on an every time basis, right? Right? So what we do when we set up that type of thing, you know, like let's just say there's a reason that there's a saying, the fortune's in the follow-up. If there is no follow-up, there is no fortune, okay? I'm looking at a room full of CEOs, your bosses, your families, they're the shareholders. Bosses don't miss meetings. I want you to schedule follow-up, okay? If someone new is joining your team, I know I might have some new ones in the room tonight. We're so excited, so thankful for you. Jenny, you raised your hand. How long you been with us, Jenny?
She joined Monday.
Yes! Yes! That's awesome. Jenny, we're so thankful for you. Congratulations for making the commitment to see just how many people we could help feel better this year. Amazing, amazing stuff, okay? Jenny, you know, if I may, Jenny, I'm going to use you just as an example for a quick moment, okay? Jenny deserves our support, our encouragement. This is a journey. She's on it with us. She made a commitment. She deserves it. She earned it for being here. She earned our support, okay? Now, this is a little bit of a red personality from your buddy Dave, okay? But I look at the first 30, 60, 90 days of someone being an ambassador and joining our team and our community the same way I look at the first 3, 4, 5 years of a child's brain development, okay? I say that because the more we learn about how much our children's brains develop during that initial time period, the more love, encouragement, education, and organic foods we're giving our children, right? We want that. We want to give them the best opportunity to be successful, right? And it doesn't mean if we pump our kids full of pixie sticks and let them play in the street that they can't grow up to be a rocket scientist. That's not the truth, okay? But we understand that the more that of our effort, time, love, and encouragement that we put in during that time, the much better the chances for success, right? We improve the chances for success. Jenny, welcome to our team. We're proud of you, okay? Everyone here, you know, should support each other at all times, okay? So thank you, Jenny. Thank you for all that you do. Enjoy, hold on tight, get ready for a ride, okay? So schedule it, okay? Schedule the follow-up. When you follow up, schedule the next one. When you follow up, schedule the next one. Schedule it, okay? Be there. CEOs don't miss meetings, okay? In conclusion, I want to remind everyone that we have the opportunity to change and impact lives. I have a compassion and a passion for people and their health. It doesn't have an off switch. You guys are witnessing the equivalency of a Halley's Comet to see me sit still for 30 minutes and talk about this. If I had a headset and like some cool camera helmet, I'd be wandering. I would have walked 3 miles during this call, okay? I believe that you share that passion with me. The truth of the matter is that our good intentions, they will impact no one. I cannot intend to be impactful. I cannot intend to feel better. Our good intentions require action. Tonight, I'm asking you to act, not for the rest of March. It's not too late. Who here thinks 24 hours isn't enough time to have an impact, right? I think we're impacting each other right now in 30, okay? So that tells me that we got some time tomorrow, not for the rest of March, not until convention, not for the rest of 2017, for every day that you're in this community. Now, have an off switch. Don't be a Dave, right? Work and then draw the line in the sand and enjoy your friends and family and whatever it is that you love, right? Do that, please, right? So when I say I want you to act every day, I don't mean 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. That's not what I'm saying. But when you're working your business, I'm asking for you to act, okay? I have 2 quotes. One has changed me professionally more than I can put into words. I can barely start to give you the preview about it without getting choked up. And the other one is far more personal, okay? So the first one is never for the sake of peace and quiet, deny your own experience or convictions. Never for the sake of peace and quiet, deny your own experience or convictions. Okay, so a little story, okay? As I transitioned into my role, I moved into an open-aired area, okay? 40 of us, sales team, retention team, recognition team, incentives team, education team, okay? 40 of us, open-aired area. And like I said, and if you guys can't tell, or anybody that's visited the corporate office, I'm a firecracker. I don't need a chair at my desk, okay? I'm pacing back and forth, right? I'm on the phone, my arms are waving all over the place, I'm yelling, right? Not yelling, but I'm loud, we'll say. I'm loud. My voice carries, okay? So I go to lunch, I'm 10 days in. I go to lunch, and I come back, and there's a sticky note on my desk, right? And the sticky note says, "Hey, Dave, could you do us all a favor and sit down, not be so loud?" I thought, shit, I am bothering people at work. My enthusiasm, my excitement is bothering people. I'm hurting productivity. This is not what I wanted, right? No. And so here's me for the next 2 days in the corner of my desk. I'm all huddled up in the corner, right? So 2 days in, a couple of my leaders come out and they're like, "Hey, have you guys seen Dave?" And I'm sitting right there. I'm on the phone. I push mute. I'm like, "I'm right here. What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Nope. Haven't seen him 2 days. Haven't heard him. I've been sitting in my office. I haven't heard him. Is he sick? What's going on?" I'm like, "Well, I might have gotten a couple complaints about how loud I am. It's bothersome to some people." And I stood there for a moment and said, "Dave, stand up and turn up the volume." And they challenged me to love myself. And they shared with me that quote. They told me that my passion and my drive and my positivity was the very reason they had me on the team. And that I wasn't going to let the opinion of one stranger prevent me from being myself. It's changed my life. Own your passion, right? Love your passion. Own it. Be you, right? And so I bring it up in this room because I know everybody here, myself included, is guilty of not talking to somebody about Plexus because they were afraid what that person might think about them. Okay? Guilty as charged. But I'm not going to let the opinions of a stranger keep me from giving them the opportunity to feel the best they ever have. I learned that quote. I'm moving in this role, and I'm in the grocery store now. I'll hold the door for somebody, and I'll say, "Hey, how are you?" And if they say anything other than amazing, I'll say, "Well, we should talk because I can fix that." And 7 out of 10 people are like, and just walk away, right? They don't even say one word to me, right? But a couple people are like, "Wait, what are you talking about? You can fix it?" I said, "I'm good." "What do you mean you can fix it?" And I'm like, "Look, you need to be feeling amazing, and I can help." Right? If I could be an ambassador, full disclosure, I would be. Okay? I laugh to myself You know, when I'm on the way home from the grocery store or the gym or wherever where I've done this, and I think about the guy that's going home to tell his wife that some guy in a bow tie tried to sell him some pink drink next to the broccoli stand at the grocery store. But, okay, so let's not let the opinions or what we think the opinions might be come between us giving somebody we know, love, trust, or just met for that matter, the opportunity to feel the best they ever have, okay? Never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or convictions, right? Okay, next, I would like to, my last quote, okay, and there's a little story that goes behind it. I'll try to be quick, okay? I have the cutest, if you don't believe me, go check out on Facebook. I have the cutest 4'7", 72-pound, 84-year-old grandma you ever seen in your life, okay? So a month ago this time, she was spending a week with me here in Scottsdale for my birthday. So blessed at my age to get a week with grandma for my birthday, you know, and that at her age, she can still travel across the country, right? She even brought her golf clubs. She hits the ball a mile, okay? And so she was out and we had a great week, you know, but I bring her up because when I sit in a room like this, I feel like I'm looking at a family. And when I think about my family, I can't do so without thinking about the word faith. Those two words go very hand in hand at my house, okay? And now I'm not here to tell you where your faith should be in any way, shape, or form. I'm just telling you that grandma always challenged me to pray as though everything was up to God and work as though everything was up to me. It's a far more common quote, right? But it's on my mirror where I get ready every day. And grandma would remind me to have an open line of communication and a positive relationship with my God and to share with him my challenges and my celebrations and everything in between, right? But also reminded me that my God wasn't going to get up and pay my bills tomorrow. Wasn't going to impact anybody for me. It was going to give me tools, maybe put me on the path so that the person whose life I could impact and I collide, right, was going to do those things, but it's going to take my actions to do so. So, you know, I feel like it goes hand in hand with to go to sleep with the dream and wake up with a purpose, right? This call to action, guys, is to see just how many people, I could say it till I'm blue in the face, just how many people we can help feel better this year. I'm blessed to be here with you guys. It's truly my pleasure. Okay, I appreciate you giving me 30 minutes of your time. You know, I would love to answer any questions anyone might have. You know, I wonder if Juliana's friend down there has any questions.
All right, you guys can unmute yourselves, or if you need to unmute yourselves, or somebody's in chat. Let's see.
Is that a question for me?
No.
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 No. No. Full disclosure. Like, I mean, I eat clean, but I eat a lot. I mean, I haven't gained any weight, you know. So I feel leaner, you know. Yeah, I haven't lost any weight, but I attack the gym and the kitchen.
Well, I think Kimmy has a question, Dave. She's unmuted herself.
All right.
Okay, Kimmy.
Dave, I have a question. So how do you refer people to the products? Are you allowed to sell the products yourself?
No, I make an introduction. They can come into our retail store at our corporate office.
Got it. Okay. But are you that boldly out there in public, just saying basically I help people feel better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I'm not suggesting that it's everybody's pitch, right? You know, like, but yes, absolutely. You know, if I have an interaction or if I'm meeting somebody for the first time and they ask me what I do, I don't introduce myself to strangers as a business coach. I introduce them to somebody that, you know, that does, you know, that gives all my effort into seeing just how many people I can help feel better this year.
Nice. I like that. Thank you for sharing.
Like I said, I mean, it may not be everybody's cup of tea or recruitment path, and my conversion rate with an absolute stranger when I say that to them is not phenomenal, right? And it's because there's no relationship there, right? You know, like if I was to, maybe get 5 or 10 minute conversation with them first and then tell them that, like then my conversion rate would go up. I think that it's important to understand too that I believe, and when I say that, I mean that, like I've been doing what I'm doing and then face to face with people and in this type of capacity long enough that I believe that there isn't a single person I can't close. All I need is a name and a phone number, right? I'm not suggesting that that's true. It's not. I obviously can't close 100% of the people that I come in contact with, right? That's impossible, right? But I believe that every single conversation I go into, I can, right? I believe it. I think that that's part of this, that, and that's going to take some practice, right? I mean, practice, practice, practice. Pick up one of those John Maxwell's. I guarantee the way you communicate with people will improve and you will see a difference, right? Wait, one other book I love, just to give a little plug here to Big Al. Has anybody read this?
No, I need to.
Right. This is not a self-development book. This book you can sit down and read in a night, right? I mean, in an hour, 90 minutes, right? And it's a really cool book, the Cliff Notes version as to how to effectively communicate with people. And to be able to identify the personality type of someone within 30 seconds and be able to communicate more effectively with the way that their personality speaks.
Can you give the name of that book again? I know it. It's in my
Yeah.
notes somewhere.
It's 4 Color Personalities for MLM. It's written by Big Al.
Thank you.
Yep. Really cool book. Really like $12 or $10, So really cool book. Anybody else?
Come on, people.
Here's the deal. 10 minutes from now, you're going to have a question, right? And so what I want, the good news is that, this isn't where we shake hands and part ways, okay? Find me on Facebook. Shoot me a message. Shoot the message to Trish. She'll get it over to me. We'll get to the bottom of it, right? I want you guys to weigh in, right? How could I be impactful next time? You want to talk more about verbiage, about influence? Do you want to talk more about that, Kimmy? What do you think? You want to talk about follow-up? What should we talk about?
How about rejection?
Oof.
How
Okay.
about rejection?
Right. So, I still think that rejection comes back to verbiage because it's not about whether or not you're going to get rejected. It's about the rebuttal, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about rebuttals?
Your response.
My first thoughts here, just to give you a preview. Okay. When I started career coaching, my boss came out to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to be successful?" I was like, "Wait, what kind of question is that?" Of course I want to be successful. He said, "No less than 100 phone calls a day. And when you get them on the phone, you don't let them off until they say no 5 times." Right? Because you're going to have to you got to get pretty crafty. Okay. And so at first I was like, 100 calls. And he's like, "Don't freak out. 82 people are not going to answer. You're going to leave a voicemail." Okay. So you're going to get on the phone with 18 people. You can't let them off until they said no 5 times. Right? I was like, oh my gosh, 55 calls the first day. I'm working my way up, right? By the end of the week, I'm doing 100. And when I get somebody on the phone, then it was like a challenge, right? You're going to have to challenge yourself because the truth of the matter is that we as humans are programmed to have a defense mechanism that's like, no, right? You're on the car lot. You have to buy a car today. You walk onto the car lot. The first car salesman that comes up to you and is like, "Hey, can I help you find something?" You're like, "No, just looking." That's the defense mechanism, You're in the retail store. The first no is defense, right? You're in the retail store. You're trying to find this pants, right? You can't find the darn pant rack anywhere. Somebody comes over, "Hey, can I help you find something?" "No, I'm just looking," right? It's a defense mechanism, right? So my first challenge to give you a preview would be to get creative and find out why they're really saying no, right? Find out why they're really saying no. Right? And so you do that by effectively asking additional questions, So, and by the 4th no, when I was career coaching, by the time I was getting the 4th no, I was like, "Hey, look, I just got to level with you. I'm here working hard. I want to go to work for you. It won't cost you a penny. And I want to see just how big of an impact I can have on your career. You mean to tell me you don't want to partner with me?" Right? It could be the same for you, right? Look, hey, the last thing I want to do is come off as pushy. But it's really hard for me to go to bed tonight knowing that I didn't give you the benefit of the doubt and really give you my all to say that I know that this can impact your life. right? And so if you know that that's how I feel about it, and you still can't give something that has a 60-day money back guarantee a try, I understand, right? If you get to the 5th no, but I understand. But I care about you. I want to see, I want to be a contributing factor to just how good you feel this year, right? And that would be my closing. So like at that point, like the first knows about money, the second knows about whether or not their husband will be okay with them ordering the product, the third knows about how they're going to have to cut back on a Coca-Cola or whatever it is that they frivol their money away in order to afford it, right? The fourth knows about something else. By the time you get to that and they see that this is your heart talking to them, right? The monetary contribution to them joining this is not going to make or break your month, right? That this is really just about them feeling better this year, right? Then you'll start to get to the bottom of what's really going on, right? So get creative. But if you want to work more on some rebuttals, I'd be happy to develop that. Yes?
Great. Yeah, we can all talk a little bit too afterwards, kind of give some ideas of what you thought really resonated with you today from Dave's call. And, and he's going to come back in 6 weeks and kind of share some additional info with us.
All right. 6 weeks, we'll be knocking on convention's door.
Yep.
Get ready. Those of you that are coming, you better strap your boots on tight. Oh my goodness. It's going to be unbelievable. No other questions? I'm going to hit the gym, get some dinner.
All righty. Thanks, Dave. We appreciate you. Everyone stay on for just a little bit after Dave leaves, though.
Keep those smiles on. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Bye-bye. All right. So what'd you guys think? I'm not going to unmute everybody, but is he just the bomb or what? You guys have no idea how blessed we are as Jules to be able to have somebody like Dave. And, there's plenty of other coaches as well within the company that are just as amazing, and what's really cool is like sometimes I'll do a Zoom with him and I'll get to see like Matt Aaron in the background, and I get to wave to them. And, this is what we're all about, you guys. It's one Plexus. We are all here to help. And I've got guests here on our call that aren't, in our official team, but, I am so blessed for all of you, and I'm just so glad you guys were able to be on this call, because listening to the recording is going to be cool, but it's not nearly as awesome as it is being here with him. And he's like that every single time I talk to him, you guys. He is that super passionate. He's that pumped up. So here's the thing. He has gone ahead and said in 6 weeks he's going to do another call for us, okay? But I need to hear from you guys what you want to hear, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take if you guys want to shoot me PMs, shoot me ideas, tell me what you guys want to hear. It sounds like you guys really like the word tracks and the verbiage. Just remember though, everybody's going to be a little different, right? We're not all going to be Dave's. We're not all going to be Kimmy's or Trisha's or Juliana's. We're all going to have different verbiage, okay? That's okay, because each time you hear what they have to say, something will resonate with you and you'll be able to use it, right? Like the feeling better. How great is that? Those are just different word tracks, you guys. It's just different than it being all about, come join my team, and here's why I want you to join my team. You guys have when he talks about compliments, I love talking to Dave, not only because he gets me excited and pumped up, but he makes me feel good about myself. Like nobody wants to talk to you more than somebody who makes him feel good. Like he's talking about when you go through the checkout stand. You guys, when he tells me he wants to see my smile, it's not because of anything weird. It's just because he knows that that's something important to me, that I want to hear that kind of stuff. And he's seen it on the call. Like as soon as he started talking about us being friends, you guys have no idea what that means to me, because I've gotten to know him over the last 2 months. He is genuine. When he tells you guys that's what you have to be, it's all from the heart, you guys. We just share. It's not about, buy this and I'm going to send you guys a bunch of stuff in boxes. That's not what it's about. We are not that company. We are a company that cares about making sure that the people who join our organization feel better 6 months from now than they do today. Feel better a year from now. I can't tell you how grateful I am that Lisa followed up with me way more than 4 times to get me to be part of this organization, because if she hadn't, I wouldn't be here with the results I've had in 3 years. The Emerald part is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But those pictures of who I was 3 years ago and who I am today would never have happened if a stranger hadn't have followed up with me more than once, more than twice, more than 4 times. So you guys, I'm super excited that you guys were on the call. I know you guys have done a bunch of chats for me, so I'm going to look through all those. But PM me, let me know what you guys want him to talk about in 6 weeks. And I did record this, so I'm going to wait for people on your teams who want it to ask for it personally. I am not going to post it, because if people don't want to go after it and get it, I'm not just going to put it out there for them, right? You guys were here. You were the action. You were here on this call with us. Let's make sure that the people who are part of this and get this recording are the same, okay? So you guys have an amazing night. I'm going to go as well. It's time for me to have some dinner. Love you all. Have an amazing, amazing night, okay?